Elizabeth Sporillo with CCTV News You Can Use. Joined here today with Syd Kitson to talk about Babcock Ranch, which is about 20 years in the making.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your idea and how it's come to fruition.
Well, this started back in 2004, actually, and then 2005 is when we kind of announced what we were trying to do. But we wanted to be the most sustainable, the most resilient, and the most innovative new town that's ever been built. And so, trying to get that done and trying to convince people that that's what we should do is always a challenge, if you will. But Charlotte County was incredibly supportive, and that's why we're here today. We focused on really 7 key initiatives: education, energy. We're the first solar powered town in America. We have a K-12 school here and other facilities coming in. Really, everything we do here is tied into the environment. We're very, we work in harmony with nature, not against nature. And we've looked at, how we work transportation. They're all roundabouts at Babcock Ranch, no lights. Technology, we have a gigabit to every single home, fiber to every home and business here. Health and wellness, which is the key. We have over 100 miles of trails. People love to be outdoors here, which is fantastic. And of course, safety. And we're probably known as much for being the first solar power town as we are for being the safest. We've been through 3 hurricanes, 2 of them right over the top of us. And we did extremely well, very little damage, no flooding, and we're very, very proud of that.
Can you talk a little bit about the kind of the power of working with Mother Nature and instead of against Mother Nature, and how you survived during the hurricane?
Working with Mother Nature is the key, because if you work against, you're going to lose every single time. Just for example, we went back to maps from the 1940s to find the natural flowways in Babcock Ranch. And that wasn't easy because of farming and draining, they kind of changed over the years. So we found those natural flowways and stayed out of them. So guess what happens when we have these huge storms? All the water goes to where it goes and it wants to go. And we don't build homes there. And so these huge areas that you see of preservation in Babcock, they're either those flowways or they're the wetlands. We preserved all these huge wetland areas, and they're beautiful. They're habitats in them. If you love bird watching, they're fantastic. The other thing they do is they hold a lot of water. They store a lot of water. So all these things that we do combine to really prevent flooding. And so when we first started out, that was kind of different than how most people looked at things. But we also buried all our utilities. We own the wastewater. We hardened that to make sure that would work. And I think if you live here at Babcock Ranch, people will tell you, when those hurricanes hit and Ian was right over the top of us for 8 hours, they really appreciated the fact that we never lost electricity. And, we spent years working with Florida Power and Light to make sure that would be a reality. They were fantastic partners, and it worked.
So today we're here celebrating the opening of a fire station in a sheriff's district. And that's one of those chicken and the egg. You need the people to have the public safety facilities, and now you've got these public safety facilities.
Having, first of all, the chief, the sheriff, they're fantastic. Charlotte County they've just been great partners. Through every division of this county. I just can't say enough about the leadership and what they've been able to do and how we've worked together. And the fire station and the sheriff station you see as a result of that collaboration and how we work together to make these things happen. But yes, we have a lot of people living here right now. We're probably around 15,000 and growing fast every single day. So it's just great that we now have enough people to support these brand new facilities, and we're very proud of that. Again, safety being a key part of what we do. And the collaboration we have, for example, with the Sheriff Promell and his whole team is really fantastic.
Well, what do you see as the future and the growth for this area? And I know Charlotte County is really proud to have this community as part of Charlotte County. And what do you see for the future growth?
Well, at Babcock, we are very excited about a lot of things that are coming. The things that we have, we're proud of. We just built these 6 new parks that we have. We just put in a big addition onto our school. We've added another shopping center. We have 2, and we're adding B Street, which is a lifestyle center that's going to have restaurants and retail. We're building 250,000 square feet of flex space. That's right across the street from here that we're very excited about, and so much more that we're working on. So I would say over the next 10 years, we're continuing to really work on those initiatives that I talked about. And you're going to see some, I think, great surprises. And remember, there'll be ultimately about 60,000 people living here. We'll have 6 million square feet of commercial space. So it's going to be, I think, one of the best new cities in the country.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We're really
Appreciate
happy
it.
to have you create your dream here.
Thank you very much.
For CCSO TV, News You Can Use, I'm Elizabeth Sporillo.